B'ezrat Hashem, tonight we're going to be counting Tiferet Shebanetzach. Yesterday was the 23rd day, and we've been talking the last couple of days that Netzach can be in one way Nitzchiyut, which means eternal, but Netzach can also be Nitzachon, victory and success. And today we're talking about the beauty of the competition, because we were talking about everything in this world is a competition, everything in this world is a game. But if you're following the classes every day, then it's easier to relate with the current class. If you're not following, it will be hard to follow what I'm saying. But we were talking about that everything in this world is a game, and there's always going to be a winner in the game. There's always going to be a loser in the game. That's how the game is. But nevertheless, the fact that there is a battle between the winner and the loser, that's where you see the beauty of the game. Can you imagine just one team showing up and the other team doesn't show up? So technically they won, right? But what was the action? I came all the way to see a game and the other team didn't show up. Has to be the competition. That's where the beauty of the competition of the game is revealed. Other than that, there's going to be one team, one set of fans, and the others don't show up. So if you're looking at it in this respect, then in order to have a perfect game, there has to be a winner, and there's always going to be a loser. Okay, you can be technical and say, what about if there's tie? We're not becoming technical right now, we're just trying to get the point across. But nevertheless, the fact that there's a competition and there's backwards and forth, that's what reveals the beauty of the competition. Now, even though one is against the other, nevertheless, it's still, you see the beauty that one is, so to say, they need each other. I know some people, when they come to the game, they come here viciously to win. But I'm talking about when you have a good, what's called in Hebrew, ruach sportivit. You come and do it in the spirit of sports, of we're coming here to compete. So even though one is against the other, nevertheless, the fact that they need each other, that's the whole point of the game. That's where you see the beauty in the game. They need each other. It doesn't matter right now, the winner, the loser, but they still need each other. So the beauty, the tiferet here, is to beautify and to praise the other. That's the beauty of the competition. That's at the end of the competition, you still shake hands, you hug each other, and you finish it the right way. And from that idea of the game, that's where the beauty, the tiferet, is being revealed. And I'm giving an example with sports because that's where most of the world will relate with. But take the idea and apply it now to any type of game, competition, relationship, and so forth. Now, if we're looking at the entire week, how we started with chesed shebanetzach. So that's the desire to win. Then we move to gvura shebanetzach. That's the power to win. I need power to win. And if you remember, we concluded it that we said that the power to win, that's Hashem. I cannot think for 1 second that the winning is because of me. Now we're holding on tiferet shebanetzach. And this is the beauty in the victory, in the success. There's always beauty in success and always beauty in victory. Now what's the beauty here? That you go home with a cup? Or that you go home with a reward? That's not the beauty. The beauty is that both teams are playing by the rules. We spoke about yesterday about the rules. If you go by the rules, that's how you become the winner. We spoke yesterday about gvura shebanetzach. In order to be the real winner, has to be gvura, has to be rules, has to be the strength, and have to follow the rules. I break the rules, there's not going to be beauty here. What's the beauty about this whole game backwards and forth? That everybody's playing by the rules. This is the beauty. This is where the tiferet is being revealed. And again, you can relate to it to the example that I'm talking about sport, but we're talking about everything in life. Even with my game in the world of the Torah, if I play by the rules, then there's going to be beauty there. If I break the rules or I round corner, then there's not going to be any tiferet, any beauty here. Now, when you're looking at the idea of beauty, what are you expecting from beauty, or what causes beauty, is the fact that things fit. If you now take a lot of beautiful things but put them together and they don't fit, it ruins the harmony. Then it's not so pretty anymore. You want to have perfect fit, and that causes harmony in the beauty, and that's what really causes to see it as a beautiful thing. When both sides are playing by the rules, and they're both obeying the rules and not trying to cheat or try to overpower each other in a way that is breaking the rules, that's where the beauty of the corresponding is being revealed. And this is how we call, in Hebrew, we call it ruach sportivit, or the spirit of sport. The spirit that I'm not here to destroy you. I'm here to, in an honorable way, play with you. And this is the idea behind the tiferet of Netzach. And again, we're giving an example of a game, but this can be related to anything. Now, even though in any type of a competition, there's always going to be a winner, and then there's always going to be a loser. That's how it works. But there's a but there. The but is that they are both partners to the game. And this is where the beauty is revealed, when there's two partners. Now let's take it to a different example. Look now at a relationship. The relationship is also a game, backwards and forth and backwards and forth. Hopefully there's not too many games, because that's when the relationship becomes childish. But nevertheless, even in the relationship, why is it like a game? Because a healthy relationship, one time I give in, one time you give in. One time I back off, one time you back off. One time we decide to go to Italian, one time we decide to go to sushi. Each time is different. So there's always going to be a winner or a loser, so to say. But the beauty is that they're both sides are working together. When they're working together, that's where the tiferet, the beauty of the Netzach, is revealed. Now, the idea that they're both joining, that's what's allowing the game to happen. If there wouldn't be this unity, then the game will not be able to. Like I said before, one team shows up, the other one doesn't show up, then what kind of a game am I going to see? Now, what do I want to learn from this? This is beautiful in theory, but what do I learn from this? That first of all, one should not be afraid of any type of competition. The Kadosh Baruch Hu created the world with competition. And on the other hand, one should not be afraid or worried about going into a relationship, because the relationship, some people say, I don't want to go into this relationship, I might get hurt. Yeah, but that's how it works in relationships. There's always going to be the chance that you might be the loser, because you're not going to get it your way, but it doesn't mean you lose the battle. It means that you just gave it the opportunity to the other person now to be the winner, so to say. So first of all, what we want to learn is no need to be afraid of competition. What I need to be very cautious here is that chas v'shalom, I should not go into the territory of somebody else. What the Torah calls it hasagat gvul. To be very careful that I'm not going into somebody else's territory. So for example, when it comes to business or many other things, there's a territory. I know it sounds very barbaric. It's my territory. But according to the rules of the Torah, there's a gvul. A gvul is a domain, is an area. And there's in some situations that shouldn't be what's called hasagat gvul, that I don't go into somebody else's area. Now one needs to know all the rules exactly, but this is something that the Torah is very serious about, that one should not go into somebody else's area. But it doesn't negate the opportunity of competition. You know how many pizzerias are on the street here? 7, 8, 9. Okay, everybody has to make parnasa, and this pizza is like this, and this pizza is thick crust, and this is thin crust, whatever. This is a competition. There's no hasagat gvul here. But nevertheless, when one goes into the territory of business, needs to know what is hasagat gvul. What is when I go into somebody else's domain or territory. That's where I have to be very careful when it comes to competition. But the Torah doesn't negate or lefech. On the contrary, it supports competition. Nothing wrong with competition. So I'm sure you know the famous joke that when a non-Jew, a Gentile, comes to a new city and he wants to open a business, you know what he does? He goes around the city and he looks for the business that doesn't exist in the city, and then he opens it. When a Jew comes to a new city, he's looking for the most successful business in the city and opens the same one in front of him. So But nevertheless, again, we gotta be not to be afraid of any type of competition or a challenge, and needless to say, not to be afraid to go into any type of relationship, and of course, has to be very careful not to step on anybody's toes. Now, when we want to apply it practically, then in the summer we have a custom that we read Pirkei Avot, the Mishnayot, from the Tractate of Avot. There is a Mishnah that says, Yehi mamon chavercha chaviv alecha keshelach. That the money, the property, the possession of your fellow friend should be dear to you, like it's as if your own. When it's your own property, you take care of your own stuff. When it's other people's stuff, most people they don't care. It's not mine, I don't care. So, but the Mishnah tells you, no, you want to have somebody else's property, his belongings, his money, that you should be dear to you, like as if it's yours. What's the practical thing to apply here? Is that I have to see if I really treat other people's property like I treat myself. And this is really the tiferet shebanetzach, the beauty in the competition, because I'm not in a competition with other people, but if I don't care about other people's property, there's not this relations of backwards and forth. So practically saying, I have to constantly challenge myself and see, do I really take care of other people's property like as if it was mine? And if not, of course, then chas v'shalom, it has to be changed and need to do tshuva. I can tell you from my own experience that people, when it comes to their stuff, they take care of it. When it comes to other people's stuff, most people don't really care. I don't care, it's his. So this is something that is a very bad midah, very bad attribute. Now at the time of Sfirat Omer, you work on it. Another thing that we have to focus on is that there's a severe thing that is called gezel. Gezel is type of a robbery, but it's not really stealing. Stealing is when you come at night and you break through the window and you come and steal something. Gezel is that the other person loses financially, has a financial loss from it, and sometimes it can be a little bag of ketchup that you go into some restaurant and you took, the little bags of ketchup that cost 3 cents, and you just took them on the way because you know that tomorrow you're going to need it. This is gezel in many situations. People come to a hotel, they give you these little shampoos to use in the hotel, not to go to the cart of the cleaner and to take 10 home, unless they tell you it's okay. But nevertheless, gezel comes in many different forms. I'll give you one example out of many. We serve here coffee and tea, Keyad HaMelech. Everybody can come and enjoy the tea and the coffee. When you come to a class, some people come, they fill their hand with 20 tea bags and they go home. Unless they come and ask me for permission, this is gezel. Why are you taking that? This is not for you to fill your storages at home. So one person can be failing in gezel in something that is worth 10 cents. Not too long ago, we were talking about gezel in one of the classes, and a woman asked me, not too long ago, we went on camping. We stopped at a 7-Eleven to buy some drinks. I knew that the next day we're going to do a barbecue. So I went to the corner there where they have these stinky hot dogs that are there already on the grill for 3 days, and she took some ketchup bags. She was like, is this gezel? I told her, this is 100% gezel. Who told you can take these ketchup bags? Because you bought a bottle of water? If you buy a sausage there or a hot dog, you can use one of these ketchup bags on your bun. It's not for you to take them home. So yeah, you did gezel in a value of 30 cents. A soul will come in a reincarnation again because it owed somebody 30 cents because he took a bag of ketchup. So gezel is a very severe sin, and this is the same territory, hasagat gvul, that I don't care about somebody else's property, their belongings, their values, their money. So especially today, you have to be very careful in two things. A is to challenge yourself. Are you really taking care of other people's property like as if yourself? You know where you see it the most? Most people, when they rent a car, Hashem erachem, what they do to this car. They try any type of ability what the car can do. How fast it can go in reverse. How fast it can go in speed bumps. How fast it can take turns. I don't care, it's on my car. This is exactly what I'm talking about, a practical example. Your car, you go like this. Before the speed bump, you slow down, so you go slowly on the speed bump. If it's a rental, can care less. So again, it's a very bad midah, and the Mishnah teaches me, take care, have a cautious and care to other people's property like as if it was yours. So this is another way of looking at the beauty, the tiferet shebanetzach. And like I told you, also check yourself if you do any gezel. This is the time to really think, have I done anything that gezel? Gezel is almost impossible to fix, because can you remember what you did 20 years ago? You went into a pizzeria and they give you these sauces and you took some bags home. No, they gave it to you to use on the pizza here. And unless they tell you you can take it home, you're not allowed to take it home, even if it's a tissue that is worth a cent. Some people go into a restaurant, they don't even sit in the restaurant, they just take a bunch of tissues to have in the bag when I need to sneeze. This is this is gezel. Of course, gezel can be in many big things, but you want to be very careful in the small things, and now is a good time to do tshuva. Which needless to say, to do tshuva on gezel is not so easy, because you don't know how to evaluate it and where it came from. So the way to fix gezel is to give other people with no conditions. You do achnasat orchim, you give tzedakah, you feed people, help people financially and so forth. You have to somehow balance it out. And when you go by the rules, because gezel is the easiest thing to do. You didn't break in through somebody's door at 3 o'clock in the morning and cameras look at you. Gezel, you can do it in broad daylight in front of everybody. But when you play by the rules, even a 30-cent handkerchief, no, this is not mine. Can't touch it. This is playing by the rules. And when you play by the rules, that's when you expose the beauty of the netzach. And needless to say, that this is one of the most important things, to make sure that I take care of my surroundings like as if it's my own, and I'm cautious not to chas v'shalom go into somebody else's territory to take, to embezzle, to cheat, to hurt financially in many other ways. You follow the rules, then you bring out the beauty, the tiferet shebanetzach.